Hey guys, a very good evening to all my crypto believers. So, have you been curious about what's happening in the market? Don't you worry, the coin monks got you covered. Okay, so before starting with our updates, let's quickly quote today's headlines. US Treasury says it must modernize and adapt to digital currencies. Cardano loses third spot on crypto top 10. Is there even a deeper downfall yet to come? Brain Trust Network co founder Adam Jackson says Nike is in crypto now and they may not be fully aware. Arbitrage bots spam attack on the Polygon network generated $6,800 per day. So let's start up with our video. Firstly, Bear Grylls once said improvise, adapt, overcome. US Treasury seems to have been following his steps. I wonder if they follow his Instagram. By the way, do follow us on Telegram. Haha, you see it rhymes. Digital assets and payment system could harm the efficacy of our sanctions if left unchecked, the Treasury said. The US Department of the Treasury has released a report on sanctions recommending that the government invests more in digital asset infrastructure and policies. The Treasury Department recommended that the government adopts a structured policy framework, coordinates with allies and partners when possible, ensures sanctions are understood, enforceable and adaptable, and implement them to mitigate unintended economic, political, and humanitarian consequences, according to the report. To deal with the issues of digital assets, the department needs to modernize to incorporate the appropriate skills, technology, and employees according to the agency. Sanctions have been used by the US Treasury Department in the fight against ransomware attacks that endanger the country's infrastructure, such as when Russia based DarkSide hackers attacked the Colonial Pipeline system in May. Last month, the department issued sanctions against the Czech Republic and Suez OTX, a Russian company, for allegedly letting hackers to access cryptocurrencies given as ransomware payment. Well, moving on to our next news. Well, before moving forward, let me just tell you my one little secret. Once in my third standard, I cried because I didn't get to the top 3 either. So this feeling is mutual to my Cardano developers. Cardano has dropped to third place in the crypto top 10 as its price refused to move in lockstep with the rest of the market. While other cryptocurrencies have risen in tandem with Bitcoin, ADA had remained largely unchanged. Despite the initial buzz created when the smart contracts future was unveiled last month, interest in the asset was warned. It had overtaken Binance native token BNB to clinch the top 3 slot in the race above $3. However, ADA has lost ground to BNB, which has surged ahead of ADA by $9 billion in market capitalization. It's possible that the ADA may continue to lose money. In recent months, there has been no market moving news about the Cardano project. The project has been reported to investing in smaller Cardano focused firms. Nothing, on the other hand, has generated interest in the initiative. Despite the start of the tour, ADA's price has not seen much upward movement, which is not the kind of news that the digital asset needed. The price continues to struggle around the $2.1 price level, reducing momentum. As far as our next news is concerned, have you ever been into a class and not actually be there? Physically present but mentally in your own fairy tale? So, in our following coverage, Adam Jackson appears to have the same feelings about Nike that my professor did about my classmates. Adam Jackson was recently interviewed for a user-owned talent network, ThinkFavor for Web3. He is the co-founder of BrainTrust. BrainTrust completely operates on Ethereum and boasts thousands of users as well as companies such as NASA, TaskRabbit, Nike, and Nestle. It has processed millions of dollars, although few people in the crypto industry have heard of it, and it could be by design given the team's goal on establishing a platform that isn't solely centered on cryptocurrency. BrainTrust debuted its token last month, which was handed to hundreds of freelancers who had never used cryptocurrency before. Holders of tokens can now participate in governance and manage the platform's operations. We discuss how introducing a token improves incentive alignment across the entire ecosystem, resulting in positive feedback loops and increased value for all parties involved. BrainTrust, according to Adam, is an example of how open source networks and software are disrupting closed organizations as well as the Web 2. BrainTrust is a collection of smart contracts that is owned by no one firm but maintained and expanded by many many others. As a result, it can provide services at a lesser cost than Web2 competitors. The so called gig economy, according to Adam, is dysfunctional because platforms are encouraged to extract as much value as possible, leaving employees feeling duped. Market driven solutions based on Web3, DeFi, and user owned marketplaces, he claims, are the way to go. So, now while moving to our last segment for today, where we might include the word hacker, which seems to enthusiast a lot of kids these days who want to hack NASA via HTML and all they know is hello world, I must say keep your devices protected and you may get a lot of new info about the latest security updates from our blogs linked below. Moving forward, oh my, that's a lot of money. One of the major storylines of 2021 has been the rise of layer 2 protocols as the popularity of DeFi and NFT has drove transaction prices high on the Ethereum network, thus pricing out many players. The Polygon network, formerly known as Matic, rose to prominence earlier this year as one of the leading competitors in the battle for an effective Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution, and the project's QuickSwap DeFi platform was one of the most popular Uniswap clones. Polygon was once highly popular, but as alternative platforms like as Arbitrum and Optimism arose, debates about the platforms faded and some traders now refer to it as slow. According to data from Flipside Crypto, the Polygon network's low-cost capabilities were harmed after a skillfully developed arbitrage bot managed to turn 14 Ether into 218.5 Ether in less than 4 months. Each block was filled with meaningless transactions by the bot. The attack began in early May, according to statistics from Flipside Crypto, and pushed transactions on the Polygon network peaked at 8 million per day in June. The largest number of transactions on the Ethereum network at that time was 1.2 million. A deeper look into the network's transactions and addresses found that two contracts, which have been determined to be arbitrage bots that execute thousands of daily transactions to multiply decentralized exchanges, were responsible for about 30% of the network transaction count. Spam transactions have reduced from 2 million to 5 lakh per day, a 75% decrease, although they still account for 16.7% of daily transactions according to network data. This means that the bots spend about $5,000 of their daily profit of $6,800 on petrol to keep the scheme afloat. So we would now wind up our assessment for today and meet you all tomorrow morning with even more interesting stuff. Until then, you may consider joining our Telegram channel for free crypto signals. Visit our blog linked below for guides, reviews, and tutorials, and subscribe to the channel and get updates daily about the crypto market. Thanks for watching and have a nice day ahead.